Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm wearing the same clothes as the previous video because I am doing part 2 of my CD collection because I've got a lot more CDs that I don't want to waste a lot of time in that. So it's just a carry on from the first video, so I'm just going to go straight in with it. And let's go with an album by a band that I think one of the albums was released, or I had on the previous video, not the previous video, the first CD collection all those years ago. And this, so I'm going to start off with the newest one, because I've done it in this order. It's Keane, a band called Keane, who have released songs like Somewhere Only We Know, Everybody's Changing. This is their best of album, which has those songs, Everybody's Changing, Somewhere Only We Know, and a lot more of that. And then of course we have, none of these songs are on that album, but because that's still greatest hits up till when they came back with this album. This album is called Cause and Effect. You may have remembered from the previous video, the previous one, all those years ago. It's got The Way I Feel, which is probably the only one that you might know that's familiar. So yeah, definitely check that out. Next is a band who I went to see since our last video. You may be wondering where I got this top from. Now I got this top from it says Team McFly. I got another top which has Team McFly and writing on the back. It's because I prefer McFly over Busted. And you may have heard that McFly and Busted had a had a little tour going on, to see which is the better band. I voted for McFly, as you can see, but of course I still love Busted and I love some of their songs. Now of course they're going through a tough time as a band as of late because of James Bourne, who is one of the guitarists. He has had to have life-changing surgery. Don't know what it's about, but he's had to have surgery, meaning he had to miss out. He didn't do any of the shows because he had to miss out on those shows. But I still love them. Now basically what I've got is I've got greatest hits. I haven't got any like new albums or anything like that. Even though they said they're going to release a new album, of course, because of the surgery, I think they've had to delay it. But he did do a post recently, and actually he's on the mend, so that's quite good. But these are basically greatest hits. Now you're probably wondering I've got the same CDs, but if you just listen carefully, I will explain. Okay, so this is the greatest hits 2.0, which is basically rebranded versions of these songs. So of their best hits. So I've got Year 3000, which is about classic, of course. What I Go to School For, Sleep with Delight on, Funbirds Go from, of course, Funbirds. And as well as all those, we've got a new song called Good One, which is a new song that released along with the album, so it's quite nice that they've got that on there. So it's a good one to hear some of the rebranded versions of the songs. Kind of the same, but they're just remade. Then it leads me to another one, which is Greatest Hits 2.0. Again, but this time, what they did, as well as doing their own songs, they had collaborations from different people, different artists, different bands. So they had bands such as the Jonas Brothers, who collaborated with Year 3000. Simple Plan, who you saw in the previous video of this two-part, they did Loser Kid with them, which is quite nice. So yeah, it's the Jonas Brothers, Simple Plan, All Time Low, who you'll see a little bit later on, did Crash the Wedding. The Vamps did What I Go to School For. And they also did a rebranded version, I should say, of Mbop, which is by Hanson, and it actually features Hanson. So it's Busted and Hanson did this version together. It's quite nice. And Thunderbirds Go, which was featured McFly. So maybe they are rivals after all. And then it brings me to another Greatest Hits 2.0, but this time it's a live edition. So this is a couple of songs, so 2 discs. The first disc is all the live songs of their performances, so Air Hostess, Meet You There, which I don't think is on those songs. Actually, I think it is. Lose Kids, You Said No, Sleeping with Delight on, which features Hanson and Chris Stark from Capital Radio. And of course, Year 3000 as well. The second disc is some of those greatest hits. Again, Year 3000, Lose Kid, yeah, all those greatest hits. So yeah, if you love the live music, then you can. Right, moving on, I'm going to try and go through these now. Another artist who I think I had his debut album in the first video all those years ago, but I didn't have his second album, so I can show you him now. Lewis Capaldi, beautiful voice. He is a great songwriter. He of course had, if you follow Lewis Capaldi, he had a very tough time because he suffered with Tourette's, and his Glastonbury performance in 2023 was very heartbreaking. He couldn't even finish it, and he was broken. He really did. But yeah, he came back, funny enough. He's praised us all, but coming back 2 years later at Glastonbury in 2025 to do another set to kind of finish what he started. So it was very emotional, and he had a couple of new songs which he hasn't got an album out yet, but those songs will probably feature on that newest album when he releases it. Anyway, this is Divinely Uninspired to a Hellish Extent, and this is another artist who loves to do long titles of albums. This of course features Hold Me While You Wait, Grace, Bruises, Forever, and of course the big hit Someone You Loved, which is a beautiful song, which actually features the band in his tours, so very good. And this is his newest album, Broken by Desire to Be Heavenly Sent. Sounds similar to the first one really, but this is Forget Me, Wish You the Best, Pointless, Heavenly Kind of State of Mind, one of my favourites that he's ever wrote actually, and his late performance like Heavenly Kind of State of Mind is a good song. Sorry if I'm rushing speaking like that. Yeah, I'm trying to go through some of the niche albums and then go through the big ones at the end. Next is Bastille. Bastille, another amazing band. I've kind of fallen out of love of them. I haven't really listened to them recently. I know they've come back, but I haven't really listened to them recently. Lose my voice already. And this is basically the same as, I think these albums were on the previous album. So I'll just power through them. Wild World, good songs like Good Grief, The Currents, very good. I was meant to do ratings of these albums as well, which I completely forgot about, so I'm sorry about that. We have Doom Days, another good album. Quarter Past Midnight, Bad Decisions, Million Pieces, Joy, very good. And of course here's their latest album. I think they might have released a new album recently, but I don't know, I've not really, like I said, I'm not really falling for them. Give Me the Future, Bastille, Just Thought Light Beam, Shut Off the Lights, yeah. Kind of fallen out of love with them, like I've said many times. Right, next I'm going to go for this band actually, a band who I kind of forgot about, but then they're sort of coming back. Hopefully next year with a new album. We'll wait and see. They've been away for a few years now, but they're going to be coming back. I know they've got a gig in October, so it's quite nice that they're going to be coming back, hopefully with some new sounds there. You may remember how much I love this band, Churches. They're an amazing band. Basically, it's the same albums as the previous video. Nothing's really changed. The Base What You Believe has Marvel We Share, which is about again, if you want to see any of these, if I say that they're from previous video, go check the other video out. Not the video that I did just recently, the other video. Every Open Eye, got Leave a Trace, Bury It, good album. So I'm powering through these. Love Is Dead. I'd say this is my favourite album actually. I like a couple of good ones here, especially when they're performing live. Get Out, Graffiti, Never Say Die, Forever. And the newest one, I'm probably thinking it's Scream Violence. They're probably thinking it's in the rapper. I actually got 2 albums, but I thought the other album's a bit scratched up. I'd get rid of that one and keep this one. I must have thought that I didn't have this one, but then I ended up buying it and ended up at 2. Well, I think I got one for Christmas, definitely. Yeah, it's got a couple of good ones. He Said, She Said, Good Girls. Some of the songs actually, they did a little gig for Teenage Cancer Trust, and they've got songs called Lullabies and Nightmares. They actually debuted on those things with a different feel to it, which is quite nice. So it definitely shows that they might be bringing those songs back and reinventing themselves into the world, which is very good. Right, I'm losing what I'm going to do, so we're going to have all over here. I have to switch all over here to All Time Low. Now, one of these albums are, I think I only had one of the albums in the other video, but we've got 2 albums here. One album, of course, like I said in the video. The other album is their newest album. I can't actually remember if they released out between these 2 albums, but we're going to find out now. Wake Up Sunshine. Now this is, they did, which I thought I had. Turns out I don't. There's some CDs that I thought I had, but it turns out I don't. Alright, Wake Up Sunshine, you may remember from the oldest video. Some Kind of Disaster, Monsters, which is a big hit. Yeah, some good albums there. And this is the newest song, which actually I think is their best one I've heard. It's called Everyone's Talking. It's one of their best albums, and it's even better with this album because it has them signed. So it's got the title track everyone's talking. It's got Sucker Punch. It's got The Weather, which you may have heard. It's been #1 at the alternative rock charts. Like I said, one of my favourite albums actually. That I've heard. Some of my favourite songs on there that I've heard. Next, I might as well go for this one because we heard Busted. I should really end with it because it's on my top, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go through it now. McFly. Now I've got a couple of CDs from McFly. These are the last couple of albums and bands are a big pile of albums, or ones I like. So I put them in order. So this is their comeback album when they came back. I should really hear some of their old ones, but I think I much prefer the newest sound. As much as I love some of the old songs and old albums as well. But yeah, this is Young Dumb Thrills. We've got Happiness, we got the title track, we got Tonight is the Night, got Growing Up featuring Mark Hoppus from Blink-182. And actually, funny fact is that he wrote that because he had cancer at the time, and he was writing that whilst undergoing treatment and rehearsing with the band. So that is definitely a big one, 100%. Next is their newest album, Part 2. I love this album. Now they came since then, actually since the last video, they and actually the same year that Busted and McFly performed, that was last year actually, they came to Bedford Park and they performed, and it was, up to that point, it was the best gig that I've been to, 100%. And plus the one at Halloween kind of matched that. More to the point because McFly actually performed a Ghostbusters song, because of course it was Halloween. But yeah, and it was quite funny. Between Matt Willis, who's from Busted, and Dudley Pointer, who's from McFly. The little banter that they had. Anyway, Part 2, we've got Where Did the Guitars Go? We've got Forever's Not Enough, which is one of my mum's favourite songs. She always sings it when it comes on. My mum always says that, oh, what rubbish you listen to, but then actually she likes it. So, and then we've got, more recently, their live album. Now, the live album is basically marking 21 years of the band. 2 discs of live music, which is quite nice because usually, I mean, you've seen in other ones like Ed Sheeran's album, and Sam Federer's album, they've got hits and then they've got live songs. But this one's just full on live from start to finish on both CDs, which is quite nice. They performed this and tells us the date. That was their gig from the 10th of October 2024. This would have been a good gig that I could have gone to as well because it's near my birthday. But yeah, very good gig, very good band. Next, I love these now. My sister's going to see him. I'm glad that I'm not, but my sister's going to see him on Sunday when this video comes out. Before this video comes out, sorry. After this video comes out, sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. And 21 Pilots, our band. I've seen them once before. 2019, but hearing some of their songs, especially now. Since our last visit, I think I've had 2 of these albums last time. But there's 2 new ones that kind of they released back a year after each other. Anyway, let's go from so 21 Pilots. This is Trench. I'm sure I have Blurryface as well, but I think I've got that top. I found that, and I've got its birthday. So it might be in another video in a year's time. Trench. It's got a lot of good albums there. Mind you, I should have thinking about this. I should have kept this video for after in the year, but I thought no, present. I could always do an update one of new ones then. Anyway, so I always go off topic there. Carrying on 21 Pilots, Scaled Nicey. This is, a lot of people don't really like this album because it had a live band, and a lot of people say that this one's not really, and they don't really perform it much on their tour at the moment. But it's got a couple good ones. Shy Away, they still perform, which is quite nice. The Outside, Saturday, Mulberry Street, a lot of good songs there. Now to 2 albums that are newest. This is 21 Pilots and Clancy. I don't remember what it's called then. It's got some good ones. Overcompensate. Next Semester, which I absolutely love, I adore. It's one of my favourite songs that they've ever wrote. Navigating, Routines in the Night, Backslide. Good ones there. And then we've got Breach, which is their newest album, which was released a year after Clancy. Another good songs. Drum Show, The Contract, City Walls. Yeah, like I said, another good album from a good band. Yeah, very good. I love. Now I'm going to go through these ones lastly, but I'm going to go for one of the biggest bands, which I would love to go and see soon. I mean, at any point, and that is Coldplay. They're a big band, big British band. We'll just go power through these. We're going to start off with the live album, live from 2012, which is basically from when Milo Xyloto won the album. So I should have really done this after actually the album, but when this album was released, it's got some of the songs from that album that I will go shortly, but it's also got some of the classics: Yellow, Viva La Vida, Fix You, Every Touch of Waterfall. Yeah, it's a very good album. Very good album of that music, which sort of brings us kind of the long way around really to Milo Xyloto, which is actually roughly when that live album was released. This album was out as well. It's got Hurts Like Heaven, Paradise, Charlie Brown, Princess of China, which features Rihanna, which is amazing. Good album. Then I've kind of skipped a couple, I think, because I've gone for A Head Full of Dreams, which is a good album, features Star Track, Hit for the Weekend, which features a snippet of Beyonce, quite nice. Adventure of a Lifetime as well, which is the video which features the monkeys. Not the band the monkeys, I mean the chimpanzees, monkeys. Which brings us on to our live album of A Head Full of Dreams, which when they performed at Buenos Aires and Sao Paulo, actually. One of them is a DVD where you can watch it, and the other one's a CD where you can listen to it. One from Buenos Aires and one from Sao Paulo. Has, of course, the title track, Head Full of Dreams, and some of the older hits as well: Charlie Brown, Magic, Paradise, Something Just Like This, Sky Full of Stars. Yeah, some good songs there. Something Just Like This was released at the same time as A Head Full of Dreams. It's hard, a lot of words and hard for me to speak. Then, of course, this was funny enough story. This is what I thought. They said that this was going to be the last album, and they weren't going to do any more after. But they did. But we'll go through it anyway. Everyday Life. Now I remember I was in college, and I stayed awake because they did a sunrise and a sunset gig live in Jordan, and the sunrise gig was at 4 a.m. UK time. I stayed up for that. I woke up for that. I watched it, and then I was very lucky. My lecturer, because I had an evening of helping out like office work and stuff, the lecturer gave me a very good, which was lovely, where he allowed me to watch the show at 2 p.m. In the afternoon, which is quite nice. But yeah, this is Everyday Life. It's 2 discs, a sunrise disc and a sunset disc. It has Arabesque, which my mum loves, and performed at Glastonbury as well recently. And they've got Orphans, Everyday Life, Champion of the World. A very good album. Well, we thought it was their last album, but then they surprised us by releasing some more albums. But then, of course, they announced, as you may have heard, they've announced that they're going to release 2 more albums. One's going to be a musical, and yeah, that'll be it. They're going to release 2 more albums, and then that'll be it. They'll focus more on touring and not release any more music. Hopefully, they won't split up because they're born for it. But anyway, here's 2 more albums. We've got Music of the Spheres, which is High Power, Humankind, People of Pride, My Universe, which is BTS, very good. And then we've got Moon Music, which has one of my favourite songs that feels like I'm falling in love. We Pray, which features Little Sims, Burna Boy. Good Feelings, which features Iris Star, I think. And All My Love, which you may remember if you've seen Coldplay or seen the videos. They released in homage to Dick Van Dyke, who was 99 when they released the video, which was Dick Van Dyke's life, which is quite nice. Right, we're coming up to 20 minutes again, and we've got 2 more albums to do, so I'm going to go through these 2 albums. Start off with Panic! At the Disco. I'll check, make sure I've not lost any more. And I've put them in order from the earliest. Not really much has changed really, because I think maybe Viva La Vengeance, which is their newest album, the last album before they split up. I could tell you one little fact towards the end, but I'll tell you that in a minute. Panic! Disco, Vice Virtues, Bad and Mona Lisa, Ready to Go, Hurricane, Let's Kill Tonight. A couple good ones there. Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die is another good one. This Gospel, Colourful, Vegas Lights, Miss Jackson featuring Lolo. Then we've got Panic Disco again. Of course, it's Death of a Bachelor. This is the last album that the original bassist, I've forgotten his name now, did before he left to start his own band called I Don't Know But They Found Me. Got Victorious, Emperor's New Clothes, Hallelujah, LADVT, go down. Then of course Pray for the Wicked, which features of course Sitting in Saturday Night, High Hopes, which of course the big pop song that you hear at discos now. Does Not Climb, King of the Clouds, very good. That was with the bassist Nicole Lowe, and then of course Kenny Harris was accused of stuff, so we have Mike Naran join. And then with both of them fully, this is of course bad time to join the band because of course this was their last album, Viva Las Vengeance. Features the title track Viva Las Vengeance, Don't Let the Light Go Out, which is beautiful. My mum likes that song as well. Yeah, it's good. And they, the only new thing that I can tell you about the band, even though there's very little to tell, is that they came back for a 20th anniversary gig at When We Were Young Festival in America, Las Vegas, in October last year. So a amazing band. Shame that they're not anymore, but never say never. Brings us to our last album, thank goodness for that. Fall Out Boy, Infinity on High. It's Fall Out Boy, by the way. Infinity on High. It's got Thriller, Take Us Breaks Over, Afterlife of the Party. Yeah, it's quite good. Then it's got this one I haven't even listened to yet, From Under the Cork Tree. It's got a lot of long titles, so I'm just going to go saying Dance, Dance, Sugar Going Down. The rest of them are pretty much long titles that I'm not going to have time to say. Then we've got Believe in the Greatest Hits. Now this is those two albums along with any other albums that were released prior to their hiatus, which when they split up in 2009. We've got Grand Theft Auto, Wage Boy, Beat It, featuring John Mayer. A lot more others as well. Then of course they had a hiatus, then they came back and released this album, Save Rock and Roll, which is the title track, The Phoenix. Title track features Elton John. They had some good names here. Foxes, Elton John, Courtney Love, Big Sean. It's good. 2 Chainz was in the video for My Song Melted in the Dark. I thought that was wonderful. Then I don't know why I haven't got American Beauty, American Psycho. I thought I did, but turns out I don't. But I do have their least favourite album, Mania. People's least favourite album. I don't mind this album. It's very purple. I can't even read. But I know it's got stuff like Young and Menace, Champion, Last Real Ones, which they still perform. It's probably the only song that they perform on that album. And then we've got 2 more. We've got Believe in the Never Die Volume 2, which is from Save Rock and Roll all the way up to Mania, and some new ones as well, which is very special. My Song's Melted in the Dark, The Phoenix, Young Volcanoes, Centuries, Irresistible, Champion. Then they released 2 new songs, 3 new songs actually. I've Been Waiting, featuring Little Peep, before he passed away. Dear Future Self, which features Wyclef Jean, and a song called Bob Dylan. Then to end, finally, our final video. Our final album is their newest album, So Much for Stardust. Great album, Love on the Other Side, One Time to Be Alive, the title track So Much for Stardust, Home Like a Grudge, Fake Out, one of my favourites, one of my sister's favourites collectively, Heaven, Iowa. Yes, very good album. And that brings us to the end of our album, and we've just gone over 20 minutes. Hey! So, I hope you enjoyed the albums. Don't forget, if you want to know any of these albums, check them out on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to your music. Don't forget, I don't think I said it on this video, to like and subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it because I know I'm very talkative and I'm boring with these videos, but I want to somehow start to do other videos as well. Any ideas on videos for me to do, please let me know. I could even do a gaming video where I could, of course I'm doing gaming videos, but where I can show you what games I have. And of course, you guys can decide what my next series of game will be. I'd really appreciate that. But I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. And like I said, like, subscribe, check out any of my other videos that I've got. Including some of my live, I do post any gigs that I go to. I try and post some shorts of some of the gigs because I want to enjoy it as well, but I want to show viewers and have experience on YouTube for life. So I've got Fall Out Boy, I've got McFly vs Busted, I'm still posting up the Busted videos from McFly vs Busted, so they'll come up soon. And then of course I've got I forgot the other band, McFly again. No, I forgot that. Went on the top. McFly when they performed at Bedford Park as well. I think that me slowing my words is wrap up to say that I need to stop. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.